Man, this is lifestyles of the poor and unfucking fortunate. But I tell you what, but bitch, we got views.
ChadArmesTV, we are back, and we have got another dope-ass interview I'm excited to do with you guys and gals. First off, hit the subscribe button, hit that like button. We have Zane Neale in the building. Zane is somebody that I met, that I found out about through my boy Jonathan Craig and my boy Jack, the ones that helped me out with the office here, that look, you know, that are working with me. And I did a deep dive into his music. He's super talented. And me and him just started chopping it up on Instagram.
Yep.
And just wanted to get this kind of interview situation done for him to kind of get more ears and eyes out there on him, because I think he's really talented, and he works closely with JC and Jack. So let's just get right into it, man. Are you born and raised in Nashville?
I'm not. I'm from Fredericksburg, Virginia, a small town on the East Coast between Richmond and D.C.
Okay.
Yeah, I was out there until I came out here for college in 2018. So.
Okay. What was it like growing up there?
It's cool. It's a small town. You know, it's like population 30,000. Everybody knows each other when you go downtown to the strip or whatever. But you know, I got love. All my family's back there, so you know, I go back often and whatnot, and see all the old friends and whatnot. But yeah, it still feels like home back there. So
yeah, how would you say it compares there where you were at in a small town, like to something like where you're at now in Nashville?
Right. People in Nashville, you know, being in a big city, they seems like they're all more on the same page of trying to do something. It's more connects out here, and different. They come from different areas as well. You know, from back home, everybody's from there, right. So it's like you don't get the outward experience you do when you're in a big city.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's the dopest part about coming to Nashville is meeting new people wherever you go, and you never know who you're gonna be working with next. You know, so.
Yeah, and I kind of see what you're talking about this small town, because where I'm from is a small town about 45 minutes north of here. It's Denver in Kentucky. And growing up, it still is. I mean, people that live there pretty much live there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now that Nashville's so big, people have moved to outer cities in Nashville.
Right.
More rural areas, but I get what you're saying with that. And Nashville now, bro, compared to 10 years ago when we were just really getting our feet wet with the music and stuff, it's completely different now.
Gotcha, yeah.
It's so big now in Nashville, and it's like, it's crazy to see how...
That's why, and like downtown, it's just like straight cranes, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy how much construction's going on, but no, that's cool. They're expanding and whatnot.
Yeah, because when I was young, like, how old are you?
23.
Yeah, so say, I'm 38, so about 10, 15 years ago when we were getting into doing the music, Broadway was nothing, bro. It was all about Second Avenue.
I couldn't even imagine. Like
Broadway was just kind of, there was a couple of things, but it was like, Broadway was just like, not ghost town, but it was all about Second Avenue.
Yeah.
That's where everything was at. Now Broadway is huge now.
That's crazy, yeah.
And there were more hip-hop
Any
spots.
day of the week can go down to Broadway.
Yeah.
It's going to be lit.
And it's just popping, yeah. So you said so growing up, we'll go into like childhood. Did you play sports, or were you more just music driven as a kid, or?
I was not music driven as a kid. I was all sports.
Okay.
My dad definitely gave me good music taste, though. I'll say that. You know, he grew up, or he growing up, he played a lot of Willie Nelson, a lot of Avett Brothers, Black Keys, Gary Clark Jr.
Okay.
Wide variety. Wu-Tang. That was probably one of the first rap groups I ever listened to.
So you had some good
good influence. Yeah. Sure. But I played football growing up since I was 6 all the way up to high school. I played tennis in high school as well. Yeah. But yeah, I always rapped though. I would rap for fun. I rapped in the 4th grade talent show. If I had to put a date like on my music career to start, I'd say the 4th grade talent show. I did a song called Bad Breath, and it was lit. I had the whole auditorium lit. But I just playing around on my mom's 2005 Mac. You know, it had a microphone that you literally built into the computer. You couldn't even see it, you know. Yeah. And I would just mix. I had no idea what I was doing. I was in middle school and stuff, mixing on GarageBand and stuff. And me and my friends, we had a little group and whatnot. And just for fun all the way through high school and whatnot. But in high school, I started throwing shows and whatnot. We snuck into a few like bars and stuff. We'd book shows. We were like 15, and that was super cool. That was just a fun experience. I made so many mistakes like in high school with the music stuff, and that like I think gave me a solid foundation and stuff of like what to do and how to like conduct talking to people and whatnot in the business. But yeah, there's a lot that goes into that. I guess I started like taking music more serious in high school, I'll say.
That's cool that you got started that young, man. My first rap anything was not until my senior year of high school. Well, junior year of high school, me and a friend of mine performed something from the Big Timers. I think it was back then it was Number One Stunner because that was when that was popular.
Okay.
But then the next year, I performed Bubba Sparks' "Ugly" in the talent show.
For real? Too. Dang.
Yeah, my senior year, bro, and where I was from, it was all about tractors, and I mean it's fucking country.
Yeah.
So me doing rap, like the students loved it, but the teachers were like looking at me.
That's hilarious.
This was fucking 2003.
Yeah.
So this is a long time ago, but. That's funny that you said that about yours was talent show. Mine was the same way.
That's awesome.
So,
what grade was that for you?
That would have been so. Junior year is when we did Big Time. Senior year was when I did Bubba Sparks.
Okay.
I never really wrote my own stuff, and people started saying you ought to write stuff, and because I just always freestyle, and I was terrible at freestyling. So
Yeah.
I just didn't know what I was doing. Then I just started looking up because I was such a hip hop head, dude. I bought all the rap albums that came out every week and shit, and I just learned how to write bars.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But. It's dope that you was able to get your feet wet that young and be able to kind of make mistakes as a teenager.
Yeah, for sure.
So now at 23, you've done a lot of music and you've built you a buzz and you kind of got your feet under you now. You're not making all those mistakes in your 20s, you know what I mean?
Right. Saving some time.
For sure.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah. So you said like influences mainly for you growing up. That got you into rap. You said Wu-Tang was what you first heard as far as rap. What was it that made you want to start rapping yourself? Is there anybody anybody in particular?
B.O.B.
Oh yeah, he's dope.
He was like my childhood idol. I had all his posters. I'm actually going to see him next Sunday in Lexington. But he hasn't toured in 6 years. But yeah, I was a fanboy back in middle school, and like they would literally call me like they called me like Bobby in school and stuff because I was such a I loved him so much. And that's when he was popping, 2012, 2010, 2012, whatever.
Yeah,
but yeah, man, I'll just listen to. There's very few artists that I know their entire catalog, and he's one of them. And just studying the way he would flow on stuff, and he would mix in, singing and a lot of the dream pop stuff with like some rap stuff, and it was just super cool to me. And like, I feel like me and him had like similar vibes and stuff. But yeah, he was a big influence on why I always wanted to do music, and like I'd watch him perform and I'd say things that he would like in between songs, like when I'd perform I'd say the same thing he would say, and stuff. So like that was like he's a really big influence on my young music career. But yeah,
dude, he was super dope, man. I hated that did he just take a break from music or something for a while or something?
Yeah, he left the label in like 2015, started his own stuff, kind of fell off pretty hard, but I think he's happy doing like what he likes to do now.
Yeah, and he's probably done well enough for himself with the stuff that he did do.
Right.
He can kind of just do what he wants now.
And not much pressure.
Huge songs back in the day.
Massive, yeah.
So that was dope. Shout out B.O.B. man. He's a beast for sure. So now we're going to you're going through high school. You're learning how to mix. You're kind of just teaching yourself, basically, probably on YouTube University.
Exactly.
Yep. That's the best way to do it, really. And learning how to do all that stuff. When did you tell yourself, like, okay, did you start recording music like legit? Was that not till you went to college, or was that?
Yeah, I didn't drop anything on Spotify or Apple till I guess 2019. Before I was just dropping the SoundCloud stuff, and on YouTube and whatnot. But yeah, 2019 was when I first started dropping on Spotify and all that stuff. But I took my first few songs down just because it just wasn't like, I don't know. I was experimenting, and
sure, bro.
seeing how people would react and whatnot. Those were actually some gospel rap songs were the first ones I dropped in 2019.
Yeah.
But
was this in college?
Yeah, this was when I first moved I went to MTSU in Murfreesboro, Middle Tennessee State.
Yeah.
I went to VCU my freshman year, partied a lot, failed a lot of classes, got into the audio program out in MTSU, and yeah, graduated from there last year. So.
Oh, dope. So VC, was it Virginia Commonwealth?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
yep,
yeah.
right in the heart of Richmond. So
yeah, got you. Okay.
I loved VCU. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
But
and then you got here, and that's when you started to do the music, and you was learning the music side because that was your major.
Right. Yeah. At VCU, I was just doing like some business, school thing. Yeah. Had no idea what I wanted to do, and I always dabbled in the mixing stuff, like throughout high school. But when I found out about the audio program, I was like, you know what, let's give it a shot. This is something I enjoy doing. I don't know if I can make a career out of it or whatnot, but I know it'll be fun, trying to. So yeah. let's take a shot. So yeah, applied for that, got in their program, and graduated last year with the audio production and music business degree.
Which is dope because, like, I guess the trial and error that you went through as a teenager kind of, I want to say it may have lightweight prepared you some for what your major ended up being, right?
Definitely. I felt so stupid in the first classes when I was there too. Like I really felt like the dumbest kid in the class. Like, I didn't play any instruments growing up or anything, and like you had to play a keyboard like in front of the class, and I was literally like, oh my gosh, and like
I wouldn't have been able to do that either.
And then just but that also was like good learning experiences, like humbling, very humbling, and that just goes to the old saying, surround yourself with better people and whatnot, and like that's so true. It's crazy. So
okay, so the first project that you want to say is your first project that's out, and as we go through your catalog, because we're fixing to go through it, okay?
Yeah, for sure.
We'll flash the album cover on the screen and all that, so people will see what it is. And we'll put your links in the description for people to follow you. Life in a Spiral, was that your first? You want to say, was that the first project that you say you put out there, and it stayed out there? It wasn't like some Yeah,
that was the first album, I guess. I think we dropped a single called Scrappy. That was the first thing we ever dropped. But the first project was Life in a Spiral, and the cool story about that is me and my boy Jack Johns, who's in the other room right now. He might pop in later. For sure. He produced the whole thing. We were living together in Murfreesboro, and the pandemic just hit, and we upstairs in our house is 2 bedrooms, and I was in one, he was in another. He moved I had a bigger bedroom than he did. So he ended up moving his bed into my room, so we basically were sharing a room, and we combined all our studio gear into his room and made a studio. Brought the couch from downstairs up there, and made just a creative space. And man, we'd be in there till like 2, 3 a.m. every single night working on this. And this was all new. He had never even produced a rap beat before. He was doing country stuff at the time. And I was like, bro, let's make some rap music, And he started killing it, and like, we mixed and mastered all that ourselves and produced
so
it.
Jack produced all those tracks?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. That's
so,
I didn't know that.
And it was just so experimental. Like,
it's a great project, bro.
You can see the growth from there to like now and stuff. And like, there's when I listen, it's hard for me to listen to that album because there's so much stuff like I didn't know back then that I know now about mixing and stuff. And like, there's so much stuff that I could go on forever about that's wrong with that. Like, there's nothing wrong with it, but like, you know what I mean? Like from a technical spot, yeah.
And you're gonna be your own worst critic too. You're gonna go through and
for sure.
People are like, what's wrong with what you're listening to? Like, well, I should have did that. Like,
right. I say that the biggest thing from the album, it was just a learning experience for me and Jack. Just doing it, and that's a hard thing to do. I feel like a lot of people just like say I'm gonna make an album, I'm about to get in the studio, but they never do it, and we did it and we released it, and that's what we came up with at the time. And every time I listen to it, it brings me back to that time, which is really cool. And I feel like I haven't really made something like that since then, just because it was so new, and it was so, now we know things, and it's not the same. Back then we're like, but now we can do that easily now, but back then it was hard. And that's why I'm always going to keep that one up there. And it's just like, I don't know, it's when I listen to it.
Project, bro. I've listened to your entire catalog. I think the Ouija track, that's what I was playing whenever when I came in here.
Yeah. That
may be one of my favorite ones I've heard of yours.
Cool.
I like this whole project though. For that to be your first project, man, that's dope. That's because most people's first projects aren't that well put together.
Yeah. All mixed on stock plugins on Logic. Yeah. And just on a $250 microphone in the bedroom. So yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
So I do want to backtrack for a second. So you did say that dropped in August of 2020.
Yeah.
But in April of 2020 is when you dropped Scrappy, which you talked about a minute ago.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's the first official thing.
That was the first thing, yeah.
You and Kid Don, right?
Yeah, that's my boy from back home, hometown,
Yeah.
homie, and yeah, he's doing his own thing now, and he's killing it. But yeah, I love that song. That song's, I love it. It's so
and
cool.
that's considered, you got that considered as pop on here, right?
Yeah,
That's pop.
yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
But yeah, you can see like how much like there's so many different like genres early on. Just because I was taking like I'd listen to Bob, I listened to Travis Scott, listen to Kid Cudi, listen to Jack Harlow, listen to freaking the Black Pumas, you know. And it's like I want to do it like I want to do that when I'm listening. Like when I have a new favorite artist, I want to make their type of music. I want to make their type of music, and it's like kind of all over the place in the beginning. But once I learned to like take influences from the people that I like and like take a little bit from here, take a little bit from there, put it together, put my own thing on it, that's when I like felt like I was making the best music, and that's like the new music that I'm making now.
Yeah, and it's crazy you said a couple of those names because that's what I was going to say, that just as a listener, I can tell that you're influenced by Travis and Jack Harlow. But you do, because you can definitely see similarities like in the style, but like you definitely have your own original style too.
Right,
You know
right.
what I'm saying? So which is dope. It just goes to what you were just saying.
I get compared to Jack a lot. I get compared to Mac Miller a lot, and which is cool. I take that as compliments. I love both of them.
For sure.
So
I see more Jack just because of the style of music you do. It's not really like, I wasn't super Mac Miller fan, but his style was like more like hip hop-ish.
yeah,
Like digging in the crates, hip hop kind of beats,
Right,
you know what I'm
right.
saying? Mac was dope though. R.I.P. to Mac Miller, but yeah, I can see that. So you dropped the album in August, but then a couple months later you was right back dropping singles. You
Yeah,
dropped Slide.
Yeah.
You and Marcus.
Yeah,
Marcus England.
Marcus England, yeah.
Yeah.
Hometown cat.
That's okay. So that's okay. Cool. So then you were back, like, and this was this did Jack produce this one too?
Yep, Jack and Marcus' friend Dom. So yeah, we did a little collab. We dropped I think 2 songs out. Yeah, 7 a.m. in Nashville.
Oh yeah, you dropped that in December. Yeah.
Yeah. So did 2 songs with them, and then what was the next? Life on the Edge, maybe.
Yeah. So like you dropped. So did you go from December to May without you didn't drop anything for?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
So you dropped Life on the Edge on May 7th, 2021.
Oh yeah, me and Zach, my cameraman, known him since the hospital we were born. Me and him were in Norfolk for no reason, and we had a nice hotel. I don't think there was a reason. We were in Norfolk, Virginia. I think one of our parents had a free hotel room, so we went up there and took it, and we set up the studio and recorded that song that night. Jack sent us the beat that same night. So yeah, that's the story behind Life on the Edge.
Oh, dope.
Then we went to New York and shot some content for it.
Say,
Yeah.
Looks like the artwork looks like he was in downtown New York.
Yeah. We got bored again. We're like, yo, let's go to New York, shoot some content for Life on the Edge. Made a little canvas for the background on Spotify. Made the cover art. Some photos and whatnot for it.
And y'all do all that stuff yourselves, like in house. Y'all do that stuff.
Yep.
Let's see. So you did that one, and then less than a month later, you dropped "Give Me a Reason." Showing, it says June 18th, 2021. You dropped "Give Me a Reason."
Yep, Give Me a Reason was cool. That one got some good numbers. That one got some TikTok traction. That was the first one that did okay on TikTok. Some big TikTokers did some videos to them.
That's the best way to blow up now, dude.
Yeah, Anna Shoemate did a video to it. She's got like 11 mil.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was cool. That was a cool little run with Give Me a Reason. Super chill song. Yeah.
So we go now. We're going from he was dropping singles, and then October 16th of last year, you dropped Stories Untold, the EP. Correct?
Yep.
Okay. Was this all produced by Jack too, or was this you had different?
Let's see what's on that.
You had Stories Untold, They Like Me, Empty Envy.
Yep. Every song was produced by Jack. I produced Empty Envy, but
Okay.
all the rest of them were Jack. We made that at our new place that we lived at after. I guess that was our senior year of college. We made that. So.
Oh, dope, dude. Yeah, that was dope too, man. Like in those you could tell, like, because I tried to go chronologically on your when I was diving into your catalog, just so I could see the growth of the music, and I definitely could as you were getting more into it, and like you could tell you would get into pockets where you were with a certain vibe.
Yeah.
Which is what you were saying.
For sure.
You
could hear the similar vibes of Stories Untold and Spiral, but you can hear the difference in them as well.
No, for sure. Yeah. Let's see. That was October of 21, and then now we're into 2022. Is the next thing you dropped after that, I guess, was Young Age with you and Lil Juice?
Yep. So that was my best friend back in high school. We were in a group together. And this song is just literally just a nostalgic song. If you watch the music video, super dope music video. We show all our old footage from high school and middle school of us performing and whatnot. And then you see us in the video, me and him kind of watching it on a Watchman that we found at a thrift shop. But that's a dope video. It's called Young Age. It's on YouTube. Yeah, check it out. But yeah, it's just me and him being nostalgic.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and we'll put the YouTube link in so they can subscribe to you on there. So February 25th, y'all dropped Young Age, and then a couple months later, May 20th, you dropped Summertime Shine. I really like that record too.
Thank you. Yeah, it's just super summer song. Strictly what it is, you know.
Yeah.
Poolside, sipping Smirnoffs, finna get my flirt on.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And then, so now we're getting close to where we're at now. Like you dropped that one in May, and then a month later you dropped Day to Day.
Yeah.
With the Wild Card.
Yeah, that's my boy Wild Card. I met him a few months ago. He's super cool, dope artist, cool dude overall. We're like homies now. We hang out every day almost, and we have some more stuff coming soon as well. But yeah, I love.
From here?
Yeah, he lives downtown, and yeah, we've been collabing on some more stuff. But yeah, my boy Ladarius also was a part of that record. He produced it, and he sang the hook with me as well on it. So shout out my boy LD.
Oh, cool. So, and I guess the most recent thing that you've dropped would be Family Reunion. Is that the most recent thing?
Yeah. That's the super nostalgic song. So that's my boy Lil Juice, who's on Young Age, and my boy Chico Bang, who we'll probably get into in a little bit. Yeah. But us three were in a rap group in high school together called the Flight Boys, and we collabed on this song, Family Reunion, and we're really just talking about all our friends from high school, and you know, just telling stories about what we went through and what we did, and yeah, I love that song. Every time I listen to that song, it makes me happy. So
yeah,
been wanting to get that one out for a while, but yeah.
On your Apple Music, it's looking like the most popular stream song on your Apple Music is "Tell Me You Love Me" from the first project, but then "Give Me a Reason" is right behind that.
Okay, cool.
That, yeah. Which is cool. That's always good when you can have different songs do big numbers on like different streaming platforms.
Right.
Some people may take to a song on Apple Music way more than they do on Spotify and vice versa.
Yeah.
So as far as what you're working on now, are you currently working on just still singles, or are you trying to work on a full project? Or
yeah, I'm dropping a 4-piece EP. Not this Friday, but next Friday. Yeah. It's super chill vibes. I'm really excited. This is my favorite music that I've made so far.
So October 7th.
Yeah. Okay. I can play a little snippet if you want me to.
Yeah.
Cool. The project's gonna be called Balance, and the first song is called Balance as well.
So it's a 4-piece like EP.
Yep. I'll play a little 30 seconds of the first song. It's some fall weather music, you know.
Perfect time to drop it.
Right.
I fit the style, shawty wearing wow. This balance in my life, I've been looking for a while, and now it's finally found. I ain't never doubt. Yeah. Thank God I got the day off. Don't care if I get laid off. I'm trying to find balance in the midst of all this chaos. Who do I need to break off?
But yeah,
I like
got a music video for that song.
Is that Jack doing the production on those?
Jack did that song. Jack did 3 of the 4 songs. So.
Dope. And so that's you said what's that called? What are you gonna call that one?
Balance.
So Balance EP will be when this drops. It'll already be out. So we'll make sure that y'all have the link in the description for y'all to go stream that up.
Cool.
And all that stuff. Heck yeah, man, that's dope, dude.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
So, other than that, what is it you see yourself? What do you see next for you, man? As far as
I wanna open up for somebody on tour. That's been a goal of mine since I've been down here. Still in the works, but yeah. That I think I want to get back to performing. I did a show last week at the Cobra. I did the End a few months ago now, but man, I think I love being on stage the most. Sure, it's the best, and I feel like TikTok and all that stuff's cool, but the best way to build a fan base is still to get to know them, you know, firsthand at a show, and you know, speak to them directly on stage, and just show off your talent in person. And I think that connects with people the most still these days, even in 2022. So
yeah, for sure. I mean, it hits different when you can see an artist that you're a fan of in person, and you see and you can connect with them, like when them doing their songs live.
Right.
And then if you get a chance to meet them and you get to actually shake their hand and interact with them, that takes things kind of to another level than just looking at them on Instagram or you know what I'm saying.
100%.
It's definitely way more. As much as social media is big now, it's still just as important for the live stuff, man.
Right,
sure.
Right, for sure. So yeah, I'm just trying to get back out there, do as many shows as I can, and you know, take up any opportunity that's out there.
Yeah, man, and you can tell, like, even though you're young and you're early on in your career, that you've got a good, you've already built a good foundation of material. All I'll say is just keep doing what you're doing, bro. Keep putting out content. Consistency is the most important thing.
Appreciate it, yeah.
Like, you're already, since 2020, you've been super consistent with the music. I would just say keep that mentality moving forward, and obviously content, which you're already doing visuals and stuff. That's the biggest thing. Yeah. Because you know, as an artist too, I'm sure, like as dope as a song may be, if you don't have some type of visual alongside it, it's just not going to hit the same.
It's not, yeah.
People want to see it, and then like now, you know, people want something new every couple of weeks, and you can't always give them that. But like used to, back in the day when we were doing stuff, and it was more, you could ride an album for a year and a half, and you still can do that. Right. It's rare these days. I feel like, bro, like people want that. They want that new shit every week, every 2 weeks, every month, you know. So that's something I'm having to get used to myself. It's easier with content than it is with music, but
yeah, and it's like when you drop a single, like they want, you know, a canvas for your Spotify. They want multiple pictures, you know, with the same vibe, you know, and then they want videos, lyric videos. There's so much that goes into it, which is dope, you know, but it's work, and you got to do it consistently, and some people do it every week, you know. That's wild, you know.
Yeah, especially now too with TikTok, man. Like what I'm finding is, you know, YouTube Shorts, TikToks, Reels on Facebook and Instagram. Those are like the most popping thing to do right now. Like,
yeah, I just started grinding out the shorts as of like a few months ago, but they work.
No, for sure.
They'll get you subscribers.
Which you're already doing that. If you're doing that, like and with you being younger too, you're more in the know as far as all that goes, because somebody that's older like me, I look at certain things and I'm like, I don't know how to do that stuff.
I feel like I got like a love-hate relationship with TikTok, just because
for sure,
I don't want to be on there scrolling, like, you know. I know like the kids these days, you know, my brother's in high school and whatnot, and they're on there 24/7, you know, and I'm like, I can't do that. So I try to stay away from it, but like I got to use it, you know, for content. But yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of how I am too, man. I try to just post what I post, and then just kind of get off of there. I'll get on every now and then if I want to look something up specifically.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to sit and scroll TikTok for an hour. It's just it just overloads my brain with all the weird stuff that pops up.
Facts, yeah.
And some of the stuff, I don't have a clue how it even got in my algorithm.
Right.
I'll never
You're a test dummy. They throwing it in front of you, see what you do with it.
They're seeing if I take to it or not. Well, man, I appreciate you sitting down with us, man.
For sure.
I think this went really well, and I hope that the people on ChadArmesTV that aren't aware of you go and subscribe and hit the follow button, and I think they're gonna like what they hear, because you've got dope material out there, and you've got something for everybody. I feel like out there.
Yeah, for sure.
Kind of vibe. So y'all be sure to hit him up and follow him on Instagram. Like I said, it'll be in there. Subscribe to him on YouTube. And check out the new 4-song EP that just dropped.
Yes, sir.
And Zane, I appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, man. ChadArmesTV.
Let's do it.